about to publish its national space strategy, and we expect the defence space strategy to follow with that. So that will give us the guideline and direction of travel, if you will, for our lead customers in the UK. The UK itself has a real appetite to grow its space sector and also to grow its exports and to become capture 10% of the global market as it goes forward by 2030. So all of that gives us an attractive market for us to take a look at as not just Raytheon UK but also as RTX, and to bring the heritage that we have in space, from everything from Apollo through to current astronaut training to DoD ISR missions to VIIRS and JPSS, weather and climate change, Earth observation, and bring all those capabilities in the right form, in the right size to the UK. So as we build on our UK manufacturing base, our skills in artificial intelligence, machine learning and cyber hardening, manufacturing capabilities including space-grade manufacture from Glen Rothes, we're going to look to bring together US technology with UK manufacturing skills and present that right size as part of the UK value chain to support this growth in the UK space sector. And as part of that, that means playing our part in the sector. So we're looking to partner with UK companies, SMEs, technology leaders to help them progress to that next level. Now, hopefully we'll see some definition coming out of both of the two policy papers, which will give us the areas in which we want to invest. So effectively it's about the data. So it's around getting the right data at the right time to the right individual so they can take the right decision, be that a political leader, be that a commercial entity, or be that a military decision maker. And that whole enterprise has to firstly be protected. Secondly, it has to be able to operate globally. And thirdly, it needs to be able to support very high throughput communications. So where traditionally that's been the preserve of big governments and big pipes and very few assets, as we're looking at the proliferation of capabilities down to low Earth orbit and the cost of getting to space gets cheaper, we start to see a greater use of things like mega constellations and smaller swarms to move that data around. But the key to that data is it has to be assured, because one of the aspects of multi-domain integration that really doesn't get talked about much is actually we're not just talking land, space, cyber, maritime, we're talking commercial, civil and military integration, and everything from unclassified through to highly classified data feeds. But they're all going to pass through that same architecture. So that architecture has to have guards in place, it has to be able to deliver high capacity capabilities at the point of need, at the point of time. And that's really where the focus is. How do you take all of those capabilities and create an architecture that allows you to do that? Yeah, it's to get the message across about this multi-domain integration, and it's very much it is the theme of the show. So we used two different scenarios within there. One is around a cyber threat and assessment into that infrastructure, and bearing in mind what I was saying earlier about being able to assure that data, that's very much part of the equation. And the second part is around a disaster relief requirement. And if you think about it, whether you're in a steer deployed operating environment for the military, or whether you're conducting disaster relief from a natural disaster, you still need to be able to understand what's going on, be able to get that data to the decision makers so you can deploy, in the case of the scenario, your emergency services assets. So you have to be able to deploy high capacity, high throughput comms across different platforms. So be that air, be that from low Earth orbit, and if we're talking globally, to be able to push that to geosynchronous orbit and back to the UK to make that decision making. So the idea behind the VR experience is it shows you how those things come together to enable you to do that. So the first thing to say is we're really awaiting the announcement with eagerness, and if you look back on how far we've come in terms of governance structures from the cabinet level down to industry, it's moving along relatively quickly, which is great. But when we get the policy papers published, what we hope is to then get some clarity from there on the specific programme areas to allow us to do that investment downstream. So we really wait with eagerness for that to be published, and I would expect there to be some key themes that come out of it. Support to UK manufacturing base, the need to protect and defend the UK constellation, if you will, as part of critical national infrastructure. I would expect there to be in there about the ability for us to do space domain awareness and to play our part in pushing the global agenda on that, because again that's part of that critical association. And I think from there I would hope that in due course we would see a supporting industrial strategy that will then feed that national space strategy and the defence space strategy that comes from there. So for me, as well as getting that out there so we can start to see that governance structure, it would be to see the publication and the consultation for a space industrial strategy next as the next step for us to engage fully.